Hello, everyone. This is Womb of Wisdom. My name is Kwesi Costa Vroom. I am happy today to come your way again. We've been focusing on idea. We've been focusing on the youth regarding skill development. We're supposed to be starting at 1 o'clock. Here in America, here in Atlanta, it's 12:58. I just tuned in early enough to just settle, say hello to those who are already on the alert. And we're going to be looking at a very interesting topic. Weeks ago, we've been looking at handling difficult conversation, the challenges, and the strategies. If you want to do it, you have to be patient. You have to be loving. You should be ready. You should be empathetic. You should be sympathetic. You should empathize. You should be patient. You should be clear. You should be tolerant. We had a lot of tips and we talked about the stress. We looked at some statistics where the children go through stress. And then I think I had an experience where I went to the mall and I got a youth asking me when I was checking out at the till that, hello, sir, what is your advice to the youth? And that is what got me, to maybe look at these issues with the youth and all of that again. And so I decided to um, give a little more attention. So, okay, welcome once again. This is Womb of Wisdom. My name is Kwesi Costa Vroom. It's a pleasure coming your way again. Today, our topic we're treating is idea development and presentation. So we're going to be looking at a few things, but a few stuff I wanted to first present to you. This is a very popular concept that people talk about. I have never been very interested in that idea, especially when it is said in courtesans where you expect, results, and then that is what they say. Usually they say, think outside the box. So I just picked a box today. Think outside the box. And I would explain why I was not very enthused with that topic and that statement. This is a box. This is a box. I am not sure what box they are talking about. I'm not sure what size of box they are talking about. I'm not sure what kind of dimension of whatever box they are talking about is. I want to believe that it is a box somewhere, but what is that box and who placed it there in the first place? That has been my worry and my concern. Think outside the box. And when you say think outside the box, whoever is talking, what do you mean? Who put that box there? That for all the while we've been thinking inside the box, and then now we have to think outside the box. Some will say, oh, it's an expression, is English, is whatever. But if it's English, if it's whatever anybody has got, why say think outside the box? Why did we have the box there in the first place? And who is it that put the box there? Why a box? We are talking about idea. And I am worried about that expression in the sense that, so when you got to the point that you said whoever should think outside the box, what have we been doing all this while? That we haven't thought outside the box. And who was this person that put the box there? And what was the box doing? And why that box? I have been thinking about it, that why should we think outside the box, and how is that important? Now, if we should think outside the box, you should first be aware of the dimensions of whatever box they're talking about. Thinking and talking about the dimensions of this box, what is it? It means we're going to be putting whatever we're talking about on a scale of balance. What is it that we needed to talk about, and what have we been talking about? And if it is not giving us the results, then we haven't been thinking right. And we would have to, look at look at issues and talk about the issues, and not waste the time. And when we don't get the results, then we now hit on thinking outside the box. So what happened to the first effort in the first place? What did we want to achieve that was not clear? So we could not, you know, look at what we needed to do. I want to push an idea that if we have to take a decision or think or have a discussion, we should not even have a box in the first place. In other words, people would have to be free and think. People would have to be able to kick in their power of imagination. People would have to be able to trigger what their instinct concerning the subject matter has to be, so their thinking abilities come wild in the first place. And then when it comes up, we'll be able to sift through and get what we want. When I thought about that, then I thought about, okay, a lot of the youth and people may have happened to get into conversations that might have said one time or the other, I want to think about an idea, or I need an idea to wrap something around. I need an idea that will be able to get me kickstarting. I want to have something. So you would have people say, well, I don't have any idea. So I thought about, okay, if we have these issues, then we probably would have to have a discussion on how are ideas developed? How can one develop an idea that they would not be required to think outside the box? And even if they would know which box of idea or thoughts they need to have that they've not been having, and so would have to now think outside that box. I found a few topics that we can be discussing. And I must say that if you are listening to this, you probably have been practicing this for a very long time, probably all your life, except that it has not taken probably a structured form that could help with you having it as a lifestyle. So you don't have to go through a process, but it's a lifestyle. You know, this is how you get it done. For example, if a woman is cooking soup, she knows how the ingredients are blended and added together, when to add fish, when to add meat, when the fish is smoked, when to add it from the beginning, when the fish is fresh, you add it somewhere the soup is just about getting done, so it doesn't mash through um, the soup. So I'm looking forward that by the end of this presentation, we'll be able to, pick those pieces we have with ourselves already and just put it in perspective. So we'll be able to follow and then, easily discover things and look at things and then get some ideas generated around it. And I believe we need more ideas now than ever. So one of the points I came up with is, one, identify a problem or opportunity. It shouldn't always be a problem. What you see as a problem, others will see it as opportunity. So depending on which side of the divide you are, if you see a problem and you see it, excuse me, you see a problem and you only see the problem and not the opportunity it presents, you might not be disposed well to be able to decipher and get the most of it. So, one, you need to identify a problem. Start by identifying a problem or opportunity that you want to address or explore. This can be a personal challenge, a gap in a market, a societal issue, or an area where you see potential for improvement. Now, if it's a personal challenge may be you looking at your tomorrow from your yesterday, where you have come from, what you've been through, the lessons you have learned, those experiences you had, what it made out of you, your understanding, your exposure, the things you tried that you never knew, but you just tried because they existed, because it was stress, because it was pressure. It got you to improvise. It got you to, you know, learn one skill or the other, got to know how to get something done faster than normal. Some people have become technicians because they had one electrical appliance or device that broke down, and out of the fact that they don't have money to get a repairer to fix it, they fidgeted with it. And some were successful in fixing it back, and then they got their device back. Some were able to, out of that, help other people repair their devices, and then eventually ended up having a small business and moved on with it. You could find areas of even learning. You might have done a couple of studies yourself, you might have done stuff, and you know that you could do other things with it. And so you went on to get that done. That could also help. Gap in the market, it could be business idea. I mean, we have been doing person-to-person businesses. We've been doing business to business. We've been doing lots of businesses, and we had various ways of doing it. Either we write letters and all that. Today we have the internet, and people are exploring the internet like crazy. And so if you have any ideas, there is always an idea within an idea. There is always, in management, if you solve one problem, you would create another problem just because you had a solution. The gaps you would have in a solution would also create a gap by itself. So people keep looking at, issues, businesses, opportunities, and all that. And out of solutions, they find problems. And out of the problems, they create other solutions. That brings growth, development, expansion, and the like. And then societal issues. There are a lot of these. One of them is what I am addressing now. Having this gentleman asking what my advice is to the youth is a typical example. I could have brushed it over, but then it was very important to me that he was asking if I have any advice to the youth. And I thought, yeah, somebody should have an advice for the youth. Somebody should be able to use their experience to support the youth. Somebody should be able to use their experience to get other people appreciate a particular situation and know that, look, we have hope. We just have to know who to ask, where to go, and get ourselves do something that make our lives meaningful. That is a societal issues, and there is a tall list of this. There is a tall list, right from, if you look at a baby to toddler, adolescent, youth, marriage, old age, death. There is a host of opportunity in this cycle, and it will never stop. Every time people are looking for a way of getting things done and done well. And then you can look at areas where there are potential for improvement. Look at it from school, look at it from health, look at it from education, look at it from transport, look at it from business, look at it from operations, manufacturing. You can find a host of opportunities there. So identify a problem or an opportunity. 2, research and gather information. Once you're able to identify whatever it is, you research into it, and research could take a lot of options. Now, conduct thorough research to understand the conduct thorough research to understand the context, background, and existing solutions relating to your chosen problem or opportunity. Look for relevant data, statistics, case studies, expert opinions, and any other information that can inform your idea. Oh, I'm on that. Let me finish with that. I'll give you a call back. Okay, so it says, look for relevant data, statistics, case studies, expert opinions, and any other information that can inform your idea development process. So when you are able to identify the problem or the opportunity, certainly there are people in that area. There are people in that area. Speak to anybody that has got something to do with that area. What will happen? You have people who may have time, and you'd have people who may not have time. Certainly you have somebody to listen to you. Certainly there are people waiting to hear from you. Certainly there are people who would have some information for you regarding your idea. Look for that information, read about it, try it, ask people, ask old folks, ask seniors, ask juniors. Go to places where you can get people who are already in that. Look for them online. Now, because of internet, there is access to almost everything you are looking for, and it's available. Look for all of those, and then, work along with that. The other part you would want to look at is brainstorm ideas. One second. Brainstorm ideas. I'm sorry, I had to take a quick break. There was one of the televisions coming through the live broadcast. The number two is research and gather information. Number three is brainstorm ideas. Engage in brainstorming sessions to generate a wide range of ideas, encourage creativity, and suspend judgment during this phase. Now, this is the part that sometimes it becomes challenging for a lot of people. If you are brainstorming is not the time where you take people out of the meeting. It's not the time that you dismiss ideas. It's not the time where you cut people off. Brainstorming, you allow people to come up with all the wild ideas that they have. People should feel free to communicate what they think about it. Is a wild chase. Everybody is expressing what they think about the subject matter. That is not the time that you criticize or you suspend or you judge. Write down all ideas, no matter how unconventional or seemingly unrealistic they may be. Number four, evaluate and prioritize ideas. Evaluate and prioritize ideas. Review the ideas generated during brainstorming and evaluate them based on various criteria such as feasibility, impact, alignment, and with your objectives, resources required, and potential risk. Prioritize the ideas that have the most potential and align closely with your goals. Number five, refine and define your idea. Take your prioritized idea or ideas and refine them further. Clarify the concept, identify the key features or elements, and articulate the value proposition. Consider how your idea addresses the problem or opportunity you identified and what makes it unique or innovative. Number six, conduct market analysis. If your idea involves a product or service, conduct a market analysis to understand the target audience, competition, and potential market size. Assess the demand, trends, and any barriers or challenges that may exist in the market. Create a prototype or proof of concept. Depending on the nature of your idea, consider developing a prototype or a proof of concept to demonstrate its functionality or feasibility. This can be a physical prototype or digital mock-up, or a stimulation that showcases the core element of your idea. Number 8, seek feedback. Share your idea with trusted individuals, and the underlying point here is trusted individuals, mentors, or experts in the field, and seek their feedback. Be open to constructive criticisms and use it to refine and improve your idea further. Consider the perspectives of different stakeholders to gain a well-rounded understanding. Number 9, iterate and iterate again. The idea development process often involves multiple iterations. Take feedback into account, make adjustment, and continue refining your idea. Embrace a mindset of continuous improvement and be open to new insights that may reshape your concept. Number 10, develop an implementation plan. Once your idea has been undergone several iterations and refinement, create an implementation plan. Break down the steps required to turn your idea into reality, including timelines, resource allocation, and key milestones. Number 11, gather resources and support. Identify the resources, skills, and support needed to bring your idea to fruition. This can include financial resources, technical expertise, partnerships, or mentorship. Seek out opportunity or network that can provide the necessary support. Number 12, take actions. Finally, take actions to create your idea. Start implementing your plan. Adapt as needed along the way, and remain proactive in addressing challenges or obstacles that may arise. Remember that idea development is an ongoing process, and it often involves learning from failures, adapting to new information, and making adjustments. Stay curious, embrace feedback, and remain persistent in pursuing your idea. Don't give up when you are pursuing an idea. Some ideas can start at a very early age of your life. By the time you are able to walk yourself through all the motions of developing the final output of your idea, it could take sometimes half of your life. I know people who have started, excuse me, something when they were really very young, and they were only able to work on these ideas, or it came to fruition only when they had grown and had attained maturity in their life. But what is more important and beautiful is that they did not stop. They did not stop. They pursued this. They pursued it with their life, with their strength, with everything they have. With everything they have. People have pursued stuff in life. People have pursued things in life, and it has worked. 12 process we went through. Identify a problem or opportunity, research and gather information, brainstorm ideas, evaluate and prioritize, refine and define idea, conduct market analysis, create a prototype, seek feedback, iterate and iterate again, develop an implementation plan, gather resources and support, and take action. And do not forget your network. When you start with this, do not forget your network. Do not forget your network. It is very important. When you're going through some of these idea development, you would come across many people. Make a diary of these people and take note of where they have made input, the area of expertise, where they talked about. Some may talk about ideas that would improve your idea. Some may talk about design. Some may talk about finishing. Some may talk about alternative ways of creating or implementing even your thought or ideas or the prototype. Gather these, because at the end of the day, you should be able to write the story behind your idea, the story behind your product, the story behind your service. And it is very important that you acknowledge the people that made strategic input in bringing your idea into fruition. Now, once you have been able to come up with your idea, once you have been able to come up with your idea, then you would have to present the idea. If you have to present the idea, what do you need to do? What do you need to do? So we're going to look at a few points that can help us in the idea presentation. So presenting the idea mainly is a careful planning and communication. Basically that. You need to have a plan, a very thorough plan on how you would want to communicate whatever your product or your idea is. Now, once you finish with the plan, then you come up with your communication. How do you get the people you want them to know about your idea or your product to receive it? So one, we have understand your audience. Understand your audience. Start by considering who your audience is, what are their interests, needs, and knowledge level. Tailor your presentation to resonate with them and address their specific concern. Define the objective. Clearly define the purpose of your presentation. What do you want to achieve? Always is very important. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve? Sometimes ask yourself, sometimes ask anybody. When you are part of any meeting, any event, ask, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve? Clearly define the purpose of the presentation. What do you want to achieve? Whether it's to persuade, inform, inspire. Having a clear objective will guide your presentation's structure and content. Number 3, structure your presentation. Organize your idea into a logical and coherent structure. Typically, a presentation includes an introduction, main body, and conclusion. In the introduction, capture the audience attention and state your main idea. In the main body presentation, supporting arguments, evidence, and examples. In the conclusion, summarize your key point and reiterate your main idea. Number 4, craft a compelling opening. Start your presentation with a strong hook to engage your audience. You can use a surprising fact, a thought-provoking question, a personal anecdote, or a relevant quote. The opening sets the tone for the rest of the presentation and helps capture attention. Your visuals. Visual aid such as slides, charts, and diagrams can enhance your presentation and make it more engaging. Your ideas sparingly and use them sparingly and make sure they support and reinforce your key points. Avoid cluttered or text-heavy slides and focus on clear and concise visuals. Keep it concise and focused. That's number 6. Respect your audience time and attention span by delivering a concise presentation. Avoid overwhelming them with much information or going off on tangents. Stick to your main idea and supporting point, ensuring clarity and focus throughout. Number 7, use storytelling techniques. Stories have the power to captivate an audience and make your idea more relatable. Incorporate storytelling techniques by using personal experiences, case studies, or real life examples to illustrate your point. This helps your audience connect with your idea on an emotional level. I mean, I used to sell cars, and people would say that car sales is emotional activity. I agree with them to some point, because anybody who has a need for which they step out of the comfort of their homes to go look for it, obviously you can associate that with emotions. And when they come, the reason we work so hard to achieve extreme or exceptional customer satisfaction is basically to get these people who have left their homes to our businesses to be very happy and feel fulfilled for making the choice to do business with us. Number 8, address potential objections. Anticipate potential objections or questions that your audience may have and address them proactively. This demonstrates that you have thought through your idea and increase your credibility. Be prepared to provide evidence, counter argument, or alternative perspectives if necessary. This is very important, and the reason why you need to know your audience, that's the most important thing when you're going to present an idea to a people. I've done that for so many years, over 20 years, or 25 years. Idea presentation is always very important. And understand, as a marketer, as a strategist, and understand what you want to achieve, understand what you want to do, understand the people you are speaking to, anticipate some of the questions you may have. You can do, rehearsal of your ideas and all that, and you can get people to give you opinions on what you have done, where the flaws are, where lapses are, what other people can do regarding what you're doing, alternatives that people may provide, questions, queries, all that are very important for you to get ready. And as you do first presentation, second presentation, you take lessons from the previous presentations to realign yourself and sharpen your presentation, your diction and everything. You should first and foremost be very pleasant for people to want to listen to you. You should be comfortable in the presentation speech that you use in communicating your idea. You may do it for business, you may do it for yourself, you may do it for family, whichever situation you find yourself in. Present your best self, be interested, love it, and want to do it. Number 9 talks about engage the audience. Engage audience participation to maintain their interest and involvement. Ask questions, seek their opinions, or include or interactive activities if appropriate. Engage the audience. Engaging the audience helps create a dynamic and memorable presentation. If you have to engage the audience, it is a very strategic way of even measuring how your audience have actually traveled along your presentation, and gauging whether they are actually building interest in your presentation. A lot of the time, you would have a plan for your presentation. It's very important to have one. Always have a plan for your presentation. If you have a plan for your presentation, you can then agree with your audience that, okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to have you listen to me do the presentation, and then after, I would open the floor for questions. Whatever structure you want to have, you can say that, okay, stop me when you have a question so I can clarify, so you don't build up questions and lose the train of thought by the time I'm ready to take questions. So you would ask and you agree with them and then come to a consensus. Also look at which makes it comfortable for you to make a first time positive presentation. You can suggest to them that for me to be effective and communicated well, I would offer to present it this way. If you have questions, just note them down and slow me down or whatever it is so I can come. And once I am done, we'll go to question and answer session and then we do a conclusion. Whichever it works for you, you can do that. Number 10, practice and rehearse. Practice your presentation multiple times to ensure smooth delivery and familiarity with the content. Pay attention to your tone, pace, and body language. Rehearsing also helps you identify and iron out any ideas that need improvement. The good thing about rehearsal is that it gives you control. Number 11, be confident and passionate. Project confidence and passion it's project confidence and passion while presenting your idea. Believe in what you are sharing and let your enthusiasm shine through. A confident and passionate presenter is more likely to engage and inspire the audience. I mean, when you're doing presentation, I remember years back with my former employees, I had meetings where they said, well, you know, you have a wonderful personality and your confidence is that high and all that. And one time I was asked that you have to reduce it. And it came to me like, what? Reduce what? Like, you are confident and you're making a presentation and you're told to reduce it. Reduce, how do you reduce confidence? Rather, many people are encouraged to be confident, be assertive, speak, learn to do public speaking, look in the mirror and speak and read and tell stories and all that. Try with friends, try with family, and gradually you'll be growing and you'll be picking skills and you'll be honing your presentation skills. These are very, very important skills that people need to learn and embrace it. Number 12 is allow for questions and feedback. After presenting your idea, allocate time for questions and feedback. Be open to different perspectives and listen actively. Answer questions with clarity and provide additional information where necessary. Remember, effective idea presentation requires practice and continuous improvement. Seek feedback from others, reflect on your own performance, and refine your presentation skills over time. Do it. I mean, it would become part of you. It would become part of your life. A lot of people may want to reach out to you because of your presentation skills. Always do it. Once you have any moment to share an idea, do it. Do it with pride. Do it with joy. Know what you're doing. Know your idea inside out. Be thorough, knowledgeable about your idea, its key element, and the supporting audience. This would boost your confidence and enable you to answer questions with ease. Use simple and clear language. Avoid jargons, technical terms, or complex language that may confuse your audience. Use plain language that everyone can understand and define your necessary terms or concepts that ensure clarity. Use visual effectively. When using visual aids, keep them visually appealing, uncluttered, and very easy to comprehend. Use high quality image, charts, and graphs. Connect emotionally. It's a very important connection. Connection is very important. Connect emotionally. Appeal to your audience emotions by tapping into their values, aspirations, and concerns related to your idea. The emotional connections helps create a memorable presentation and increase the likelihood of acceptance. Demonstrate credibility. Demonstrate credibility. Establish your expertise and credibility early on by sharing relevant qualifications, experiences, and achievements related to the idea. This helps build trust and makes your audience more receptive to your message. Provide a compelling call to action. Clearly communicate what you want your audience to do after hearing your presentation, whether it's to adopt an idea, provide support, invest, or take specific actions. Make the calls to action persuasive and actionable. Practice active listening during your presentation. Actively listen to your audience's responses, nonverbal cues and questions. Show genuine interest and engage in a dialogue when appropriate. This demonstrates your respect and fosters a positive atmosphere. Increase multimedia elements. Use multimedia elements like videos, audio clips, or demonstrations to add variety and engagement to your presentation. These elements can help illustrate your idea in a dynamic and interactive manner. Tell a relatable story. Share stories or examples that resonate with your audience's experiences, challenges, or aspirations. Personal anecdotes. We talked about this in the earlier case, or case studies can make your idea more relatable and memorable. Use humor strategically. I mean, when it happens that you have to use it, use it. There are some people that can, drop one humor, and then people who are like slow and are sleepy and not active and participating. A good strategic use of humor would be able to revive them. Appropriately timed, humor can lighten the mood, create connection with the audience, and make your presentation more enjoyable. However, be mindful of cultural sensitive and avoid offensive or inappropriate jokes. That's very important. Whilst you're bringing in that joke, you would want to take a lot of things into consideration, whether it's religious, whether it is ethnic, cultural, color, race, all of those things you want to be mindful of. Unless very vitally important, you don't have to do anything that's got to do with people's culture, customs, rights, religion, faith. Sometimes even politics you have to be careful about. If you want to do jokes, it should be centered around your product or anything that can trigger the interest in the product. If the product or the idea is the main focus, and you want to stay with that. And time management is very important. Respect and allocate time that is important for your presentation. Ensure you stay within the given time frame. Practice pacing yourself during rehearsals to avoid rushing or running out of time. Number 12, seek feedback. Ask for feedback from your trusted colleagues, mentors, or friends to gain different perspective on your presentation. Incorporate constructive feedback to improve your delivery, content, and overall impact. Remember that each presentation is unique, and it is essential to adopt these tips to suit your specific audience, topics, and presentation format. With practice and focus on your continuous improvement, you can become a more effective and confident presenter. These are very important. I would like you to share this with high schools, junior high, university, wherever, organizations where people need to sharpen their skills and presentations. Please share some of these things. I mean, they would add to what they know. It would help them become better and all that. And we'll be able to create a better and a more effective world for everyone to have a very confident and good life. Now, after you have come up with an idea, what do you do next? What do you do next? What do you do next? After idea presentation, what do you do next? That is the bit I wanted to look at. After idea presentation, what do you do next? So after your idea is done, you address questions, you evaluate the response, assess the response to your idea presentation. Did the audience seem engaged and receptive? Did they ask insightful questions or provide positive feedback? Consider the overall reaction and gauge the level of interest or enthusiasm expressed by the audience. 3, revise and refine your idea based on the feedback and insight gathered from the presentation. Consider making revisions or refinements to your idea. Incorporate suggestions, address any identified weakness or gaps, and improve the overall coherence and clarity of your concept. Number 4, seek further input. Reach out to key stakeholders or subject matter experts who may provide valuable insight or perspective on your idea. Their expertise and feedback can help you strengthen your concept and idea, any potential blind spot. And identify any potential blind spot. Number 5, develop a business plan or implementation strategy. If your idea has gained traction and you intend to pursue it further, develop a comprehensive business plan or implementation strategy. Outline the necessary steps, resources, timelines, and milestones required to bring your idea to fruition. Consider aspects such as funding, marketing, operations, and scalability. Number 6, build esteem. Build esteem. If your idea requires collaboration or team effort, start assembling a team of individuals with complementary skills and expertise. Identify the roles and responsibilities needed to execute your idea effectively and recruit individuals who are passionate about your concept. Number 7, secure funding or support. Explore funding options or seek support from relevant organizations, investors, or funding programs. Prepare a compelling pitching or proposal that outlines the potential impact, market viability, and financial considerations of your idea. Number 8, conduct feasibility studies on or testing. Depending on the nature of your idea, conduct feasibility studies, market research, or testing to gather more data and validate your concept. This can help you refine your idea further and provide evidence to potential stakeholders or investors. Number 9, iterate and improve. Embrace an iterative mindset and be open to continuous improvement. As you move forward with your idea, gather feedback, learn from experience, and adapt your approach as needed. Be prepared to make adjustment and pivot based on your insight or changing circumstances. Number 10, take action and implement once you have defined your idea, secured the necessary support, and develop a plan. It's time to take action and start implementing your idea. Execute your strategy, monitor progress, and make necessary adjustment along the way. Remember, the post-idea presentation phase is crucial for moving your idea forward. It requires diligent follow-up, adaptability, and perseverance. Stay focused on your objectives and be proactive in pursuing your objectives that arise from your presentation. It is very important when you have to do this. Please, very, very important when you have to do this. Very, very important when you have to do this. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I am going to come up. I have about 10 minutes. Let me see if I'll be able to do this. I am looking at avenues, government avenues that you can contact to make, get some support and pursue your ideas. So I have, oh, there's a lot. I thought I would be able to push it in for the 12 minutes I have left. But let me see. I think I can. I think I can. Let me see. So there are 10 minutes. I'll do that quickly and then we'll be able to get done. Governments around the world offer various opportunities for youth development. Governments around the world, I wanted to do this separate, but let us push it in 10 minutes. We should be able to cover this. So Governments around the world offer opportunities for youth development. Here are some examples. Number one, scholarships and bursaries. Many governments offer scholarships and bursaries to help young people ensure or pursue higher education and development and develop the skill needed for their future careers. Number two, train programs. Government may offer training programs to help young people acquire skills in areas such as entrepreneurship, leadership, and job-specific skills, internship, and apprenticeship. Government may partner with businesses, organizations to offer. Not there's. I want specific things that I can ask you to go look them up. It's very important. Okay, so good. I got something here. I can use that to conclude, and then I would come here again. Contact information for government opportunities for youth development will vary depending on the country and region you are in. It's best to start by researching the government websites of your local and national government to see what programs and opportunities they offer for young people. Here are a few examples. Good. In the United States, you can find information on government opportunities for youth development on websites like youth.gov, and the U.S. Department of Labor's Youth Resources page. Youth.gov. If you're a youth, you're watching or you're going to be watching this later, if you're in America, you can go to youth.gov, and the U.S. Department of Labor's Youth Resources page. You can get information there. If you're in Canada, the Government of Canada's youth web page provides information on programs and services for young people, including employment opportunities, education and training, and community engagement. You would like to check that up as well. If you are in the United Kingdom, the government.uk, gov.uk website has a section dedicated to young people, which includes information on education and training, work and volunteering, and health and well-being. If you are in Australia, the Australian Government's Department of Education, Skills and Employment provides information on programs and initiatives for young people, including apprenticeship and traineeship, youth employment services, and youth mental health programs. You can also reach out to your local government representative or youth organization in your area for more information on government opportunities for the youth development. I have a few more I would like to finish. I have like 8 more minutes. I should be able to run through this. And because you'll be able to play it over and over, I would just drop the information, then you can read or watch and then follow through. More funding opportunities for the youth. The United Nations Youth Envoy is a global platform for young people to engage with the UN and advocate for their rights and needs. The platform provides information on UN programs and initiatives for youth, as well as opportunities for young people to get involved in global issues. The European Union's Youth Portal provides information on EU programs and initiatives for young people, including education and training, employment and volunteering. The African Union Youth Division provides information on AU programs and initiatives for youth in Africa. For youth in Africa, there is hope. In Africa, there is hope. The African Union Youth Division provides information on AU programs and initiatives for youth in Africa, including education, employment, entrepreneurship. I will go on these websites and we will discuss some of the opportunities over there. If we happen to get someone who will be able to help us with resources, we'll get the person online and then we'll engage them and then they will throw more light on it. The Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, youth website provides information on APEC programs and initiatives for youth in the Asian Pacific region, including entrepreneurship, leadership, and development programs. Then the International Labour Organization's Youth Employment Program provides information on global initiatives to promote youth employment and decent work, as well as resources for young people and employers. Remember to also check with your local and national government Department of Youth Development or equivalent agencies for more information on programs and opportunities. I have more here. The U.S. Department of Labor Youth Build Programs provides job opportunities, job training, and education for at-risk youth ages 16 and 24. At-risk youth ages 16 and 24 in the construction industry, while also addressing issues like affordable housing, community development, and education. This is very, very important. You would want to take time and explore these opportunities. Do not stay at home. That is my word. Do not, please stay at home. Look out for these opportunities. Improve yourself and take the bull by the horn, and then pursue this. The Canada Service Corps offers young people aged 15 to 30 the chance to participate in meaningful service projects across the country, build skill, and gain experience while making a positive impact in their communities. The Australian Government Youth Central website provides a wide range of information and resources for young people, including job search tips, study and training options, and advice on health and well-being. The Singapore National Youth Council offers programs and initiatives to support youth development and empower young people to take a leadership role and make a positive impact in their communities. The South African National Youth Development Agency provide funding, training, and other resources for young entrepreneurs, as well as support for the youth development programs in education, health, and other areas. Remember to also check your local government and community organizations for additional opportunities and resources for your youth. I keep mentioning this. Explore all the avenues until you find something that sits and works very well for you. Here are a few governmental resources for youth development. The European Youth Portal provides information and resources on education, employment, travel, and volunteering opportunities for young people across Europe. The New Zealand Ministry of Youth Development provides resources, funding, and support for youth-led projects, as well as opportunities for young people to participate in governance and decision-making processes. The Indian Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport offers various programs and initiatives to promote sport and physical fitness among young people, as well as support for youth development programs in education, entrepreneurship, and other areas. The Malaysian Ministry of Youth and Sport provides funding and support for youth development programs in areas such as entrepreneurship, leadership, and social development, as well as opportunities for young people to participate in sports and cultural activities. Remember to check with your local government and community organization for additional opportunities and resources for youth development. I was able to make this time. We have only a minute and 30 seconds to go. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you'll be able to, through this, access other information. I would come your way again with more. If you have questions, you can always reach me on 347-658-7385, 347-658-7385, and my email address is kwesivroom at gmail.com. My name is Kwesi Da Costa Vroom. It's a pleasure coming your way again with Womb of Wisdom. We're looking forward to bringing you more. We're trying to reach the youth as much as possible. We don't have to let the youth lose hope for the future. Those who are in school, give all yourself to your studies. Learn. Pass your papers whilst you do this. Exercise. engage in other sporting activity, get your life active and get your brain working and think outside the box like I showed you. Do not let anybody limit you. Whatever the box is, understand what the box is and think outside the box. Make sure you are hitting your maximum ability in classroom, on the playground. Explore. Nobody should put a limit on you. You are your own limit. Take it off and explore and be yourself. I thank you once again for your time. You have a wonderful time. I've had a great time with you. I look forward to coming your way again in the next hour or two. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.